So I thought I'd share 5 different things that I've learned, not only about myself, but that I have gained, and that has given me a new perspective on life. Now, I haven't thought this one through yet. I thought I'd improvise with you guys, but I had a really good conversation with a friend last night, and I had been overthinking and creating ideas in my head that weren't necessarily true, you know, and I found that I made amazing connections, but I'd realised that in some scenarios I wasn't like favouritised, or, you know, necessarily someone that was picked, you know, as the first person to talk to, or, you know, I don't know, as a summary. But after having the conversation, I had a really great sort of outside perspective, which I felt I really needed, and this particular friend has been part of the journey from the start, and it's someone that I can ask the most random, weirdest, you know, questions when I'm feeling lost and confused. I'm just thinking of all the questions I asked him actually. But I had a really good conversation, and he had told me that, you know, sometimes that our brains are very clever in creating scenarios in our minds, and telling us that, you know, something might be the case when it might be something else, and sort of that's where overthinking comes along and sort of does its best at, you know, distracting you from what's actually happened, and sometimes you don't know exactly what is the case, and you can't always have control over situations, which is fine. But I felt I needed to hear that, because sometimes I forget that, because our brains are so powerful and so strong, and we're so lucky to have great thoughts. We do also forget that we aren't always right, and our brains aren't always right, and we can only make that assumption with what we have in front of us, and some cases don't really need to be looked into too much or overthought. Not everyone you're going to connect with, which is fine. Okay, so that's probably 1. 2 is that I'm capable of doing just about anything, and it's been proven. Like, being here, I've proven to myself that there's a lot that I can do, and I'm excited about the things that I would like to book and try out next year. Maybe just saving some money and things aside, and whether it might be like a ski resort training thing, or much more hiking to come, or skydiving. No, I'm joking. I don't think I'll be skydiving just yet, but there's just so many other things. Diving, yes, I think that's now become a possibility I could try out, which is amazing. Many more. I don't think I was necessarily reluctant to things, but I felt like there were things that were a little bit out of reach, and it's just proven being here that it's great spending time around other enthusiastic, optimistic, you know, adventurous people, because it really gets you going, and it makes you want to try other things too, and if someone else can boycott you. That was not intentional for it to rhyme, but yeah. 2, can I think of the other 3? I don't know, but I'm going to give it my best shot. 3rd thing is just to be a little bit more decisive. Yes or no, yes or no. Yes, in most cases, because it's good to try things out. And no, if it's pushing it. You don't need to justify yourself. No is a no. But just to practice being a bit more decisive, which I thought I would be able to just do on this trip straight away after 4 weeks, but I've learnt that things do take time, and I think I didn't necessarily sit there and prioritise it. I sort of just thought, this is one thing I want to work on, but I didn't necessarily get better at it. And I think that might be something that I might need to look into, or read a book or a podcast that might give examples of how I can be better at that. But it's possible. And the fourth one is quite a hard one for me to say, because second week in, it was something that became apparent to me, but it was more just that that there might be a chance, or there might not be a chance for you to meet everyone, and there might be someone that you don't cross paths with, and they're in a really difficult situation, or they're really struggling financially, maybe living in a third world country or island, I don't know, and they're just hoping that someone in my position, you know, that has a lot of fortune, that is just going to make a huge difference, and you know, they're really hoping that things change for them, because everyone deserves the same quality in life, and that's not debatable. So that's 4, and 5 is how amazing I am. I think sometimes I don't always like saying it, and sometimes I don't believe it, but I think in some cases, and in most cases, it's good to have your own back and give yourself a bit of credit. And that's another thing that I want to work on, just to give myself a bit of credit. And just, I'm really proud of how my parents brought me up, and I know how proud they are. Like my dad says a lot of the time that he's fier de moi, and to be fier is to be proud. And when I started to understand what that meant, it really touched the spot, because for your parents to be proud of you, especially with the way that they got brought up, and you know, having a difficult background, I think it's just proven just amazing how I've become. So I'm feeling really happy and grateful, and happy that I have amazing friends and family, and just to be loved, and to be kind, and to be grateful, incredibly grateful. I think it's enough for me. That's more than enough. And knowing that I'm going to make a fucking huge difference, and I know it, and I've got it in me. I know what I need to do when I get back. Discipline, and just know to create sort of a routine for myself, just to get a better picture of things, and not be as distracted from devices and phones and this and that. If I'm going to use devices, use it to my best advantage, but I just feel like I'm lacking that connection with paper and pen and a book, and in comparison to a laptop. Like, I'm sort of craving that, and I just feel like I want to get back my focus and get back on things. So I'm excited, and I hope that was useful in some way as well, because I know you have a lot to give, wherever you are, whoever you are. Yeah. Have a think about some of those things that you've learned over summer, or in your life, or today, or tomorrow. Have a little think, and that doesn't have to be 5 things that you have to, you know, continue going by or thinking about, but I think it's really important that you get the chance to get a perspective on some of your actions and your approaches to life, just to give you a better perspective on things, and to make the most out of everything. So, yes, I think that's it. I don't know, I'm going to see where I think will go. But I know that I'm going to cut the camera because I'm not sure how long I've been recording for, and the battery is going to die, so, and the storage. So, au revoir.